Hey, True Believers England here with a few new comic book reviews. We're reviewing Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity, White Fox from Marvel Comics, and the independent comic book selection today is At the End of Your Tether. I figured these look pretty good, actually. All of them have really decent covers, so I'm interested to see what's on the inside. I hope you enjoy, so why don't you kick back, relax, and let's get this party started. As always, starting off with a cover, I have to say this one kind of threw me a little bit just because of the different colors. It took me a bit to see, oh, okay, they're having Harley's eyes kind of form into Joker's face. After, of course, I saw that, I was like, all right, he also looks a little bit like they used the bottom part of Brian Rosello, or whatever his name is, the Joker cover. Still, it's an effective image, and it works definitely with what goes on inside the book as well. Okay, gotta pay respects to those who brought us the book. Writer Cami Garcia, artist Mike Suan, and Mike Mayhew. I'm assuming that's Suan. I have a friend who's from China, and her first name is this, and that's how she pronounced it. Letterer Richard Starkings of Comic Craft, and Francesco Mattino did the cover. Wow, okay. Let's get into it. Okay, so when the books, I got to admit, I had no idea about this book. I don't read previews, not a spoiler fan, so I kind of stay away from that thing. It's like, oh no, got to stay away, it's a disease. So when this book started, I'm like, alrighty, so is this an origin story? What's going on? Well, it's a different kind of look. It is definitely, it should have Elseworld stamped on it. It's that kind of book where we get a Harley Quinn who is a criminal psychologist, but she's self-taught. You know, her girlfriend got killed by the Joker. She comes home one day, and she's just expecting a regular night, and she walks in and she finds her girlfriend's body in the bathtub. And I will note that while they don't call her Ivy, her name's Edie. The plants and everything that surrounds her here, I think they're trying to hint at something. And from there, she becomes obsessed. Now, the cops investigate the murder, but they can't find anything. So eventually, the case is put aside. It's not closed. It's a dead case. And Harley Quinn refuses to give up, to the point where one guy says if you keep showing up, they're going to believe you're a badge banker. You know, you're just hanging around trying to, pick up cops. And they're kind of irritated at her because she's reminding them that they failed, that they're not doing their jobs. All the while, yes, she is keeping herself in shape and ready to fight. She is preparing for a confrontation with the Joker. The Joker in this particular reality is a serial killer, kind of along the lines of a Richard Ramirez or Ted Bundy. And she's following all the cases. She's trying to get evidence. She's talking to people that the cops have already interviewed to see if she could find something that they haven't. Thankfully, though, they don't play this up. It's not like, hey, I'm a super sleuth or anything, where like kind of where Batman comes in and finds those hair follicles or something like that the Gotham PD didn't pick up on, or, she's just a regular Joe asking around. One weird thing I thought was all the flashbacks are in color. And all the modern day scenes are in black and white. That's usually juxtaposed. That it's usually the flashbacks are in black and white and everything. And I kind of thought that was real interesting, because Harley Quinn is somebody who lives more in the past than she does the present. Always trying to figure out what happened instead of what's happening. And I really like that. I don't know if that's what the writer intended or the artist intended, but that's how I took it. The past is so much more vivid for her because she's obsessed. She's obsessed with the murder. She's obsessed with the Joker. She's obsessed with all this other things, all these other things that have to deal with the oh my gosh, psychopaths and murderers. That she's not really living her life anymore. There is no present. There is no now for her. And that's one of the most amazing things about this book. If you can't tell, I love this book. It's absolutely incredible. And I can't wait for the next issues. I think it's going to be really good. So anyway, obviously it's a recommendation from me. Next up, we have At the End of Your Tether. Man, look at this cover. You know, I like to talk about the covers first, and I thought this was really interesting. The bowl, the imagery within the shape of the boy's body and everything. I really thought that was done very well. It's a particularly strong cover for the story. Brought to us by Adam Smith, Vivi Glass, Hillary Jenkins, Jim Campbell. Now, there is a bit of a problem with the covers being a different kind of art style than what's in the book, and we get it here too. Oh my Lord, when I opened this, when I started reading it after I saw that cover, I was so devastated. I was hit, man. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. Well, it's not bad, but it's not what we were promised by the cover, and it just... Oh, my heart sank a little bit. Then I thought, you know what? Okay, let's find out. We're gonna read the book, and maybe it's gonna be cool. Maybe the story is gonna deliver where the art doesn't. And it starts off interesting with 3 kids standing around a bonfire, kind of doing their own little ritual. And this is as good as the book gets, and it will never get this good again. The book ends up being about a teenage boy who seems to have the world bending over backwards to make him happy. All the while, he still has a chip on his shoulder, as if the world is trying to crush his dreams, put him down, keep him down. His life isn't worth it, blah, blah, blah. Except it's not always like that. On occasion, he actually enjoys, and he's finding happiness and joy. So getting a hold of who this kid is, the person we're supposed to be following, is hard enough. But thankfully, they make every bit of this story boring. You know, all the silly middle parts that people leave out, the boring parts of a story. You know, they go to the bathroom, they sleep, yada, yada, all the boring stuff. Instead of leaving that part out, they put it in. And this is one slog of a read. Oh my gosh, what a bait and switch I feel. Considering the cover versus what we get inside, the cover's dynamic and exciting and it looks interesting, and this is not. For Marvel Comics, we've got White Fox, and I gotta say, I do like the cover. I really do. It's very good painting. I wouldn't mind if I like the character enough, if this is a poster. Alrighty, and it's brought to us by Alyssa Wong and Kevin Lebranga and Jeffo. That's a cool name. I'm gonna name my next child Jeffo. Yeah. Okay, so it starts with a bit of a story from what's this? Agents of Atlas. You know, all the Asian heroes and such. They're getting along. They go, "Hey, we need this White Fox character," and the dragon guy's like, "No, you can't trust him because she's a shapeshifter, blah, blah, blah." Like, you know, it's the Marvel Universe and we've never had a shapeshifter before. Right. Oh, my gosh. Writers, modern day writers, will you realize there's a history here, okay? Nothing you do is, what's that? Nothing new under the sun. Yeah, we've seen it before. Okay, you gotta, if you're going to act like you're living in the same world as the Marvel or in the same universe as all the Marvel heroes and villains, you gotta understand that there's these kind of heroes and villains. So this goes along with a whole bunch of the with the other Marvel wants to write manga stories, but in all honesty, this is one of the better of them. I mean, I know it's just Arrow's Swordmaster in this, but I like this one better than I did the other two. Arrow sucks. Swordmaster was all right, but this one's legitimately good. I mean, it's not, you know, go out and break the bank good, but it's, if you find it for 99 cents digitally, you're not going to get hurt. It was entertaining. It's the whole little kid goes out and fights the Yakuza kind of thing. We've been there and we've seen it before. Yeah, it's got some art that really tries to go anime rather than manga. I don't know. I don't read manga. I don't know if it's usual for it. I do know I enjoyed the story. I thought it was all right. It's definitely better than Arrow. If you have to make the choice, if you're like, I can only get one of these Marvel anime books or manga books or whatever you want to call it, this is the one to get, seriously. The art is not bad. It does have some of the swirlies, like I said, that they're trying to make it look like an anime cartoon. But as you could see by the pages that have passed by, it's not overpowered by them. There's crispness. There's to the art. There's, it's clear. You could see what's going on. They're not trying to do too much with it. And I think that lends to the book. It lets the story stand out. And it is, and they're playing along with the Asian culture, the Asian mythology and everything. And while, it's definitely Marvelized, it's done pretty well, I guess. I don't know. I guess I would give this a high average or a low good in my scale of 1 to 10. So, I don't know. Yeah, I could go a 7. Yeah. If I were to be grading them like that, this book I would give this one a 7. It's a low good. It's a recommendation, but with a little bit of an asterisk for caution. On the other hand, you got At the End of Your Tether, which that has got to be a 3. That's a low bad. Not awful. It's not awful, but it is definitely not good. And I would give a 9 to the Joker and Harley story, which is a low excellent. Man, that was really good. Anyway, those are my opinions. What about you? What do you think? Have you read these? If so, let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and share, subscribe if you haven't done it already, but more importantly, ring that notification bell and make sure that your notifications are set on all. Now, this is the way I'm trying to make a living. If you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. Helps keep making videos for you. Or you can even commission a video at Ko-Fi. The link, once again, is in the description below. You can pick whatever topic you want, whatever subject you want. We'll get that video out ASAP. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.